And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Head out, see our friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, and they subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They stream all the big games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Great place Monday night to go check out the Bearcats as they open up Big 12 play on the road in Manhattan, Kansas, in the Little Apple to take on Kansas State. They have a brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. All right, Aaron, let's get to it. Nightcap time, as we're deep in the heart of bowl season. You know it's bowl season when you're having some lunch and you look over and there's a football game on. Today that football game was Toledo and Pitt. They went to 6 overtimes, and Pat Narduzzi, what the hell are you doing? He went for it kicked a field goal on 4th and 1 from the 1-yard line in the second overtime, when you're about to enter the randomness that is exchanging 2-point conversions from the third overtime on. The field goal sent it into the third overtime, and in 6 overtimes. After a couple, Toledo stormed the field. Their team stormed the field 3 times. They got it right on the third one. Good for them. Toledo beats Pitt. Pitt loses 6 in a row. 6 in a row. Start the season 7-0, finish 7-6. That's a tough one for Coach Narduzzi and company.
That makes that one hurt even more.
Yeah, it does. What can you do? Let's get into the Big 12. Most of the Big 12 stuff will be done Saturday. There's a game on New Year's Eve. There's a game on New Year's Day, obviously, with Arizona State in the playoff. But other than that, the rest of the Big 12 will be done by Saturday. So I figured this would be a good show to get all of that in. If you missed last week, lines are out. So the perfect setting for a Thursday night show. As if you didn't see last week, West Virginia lost to Memphis 42-37. That was a wild one. West Virginia almost came back. They got an interception to try to keep the game alive, or they threw an interception, and then they thought Memphis fumbled, but they said the guy from Memphis was beginning his slide and had given himself up when the West Virginia defender reached around and punched the ball out with 8 seconds left. And the Mountaineers lose by 5.
The biggest question I have on that one is, what the hell is Scooter's Coffee Frisco? I don't know.
It's a coffee company in San Francisco, I guess.
Sure, maybe. That company has enough to fund a bowl?
Maybe they got a discount. I don't know. Maybe it's very big in San Francisco. They do drink a lot of coffee out in the Pacific Northwest. So it's cold and rainy all the time, I guess. I don't know. We did have a game tonight. It looked like Rutgers a couple times was going to pretty easily handle Kansas State. Kansas State charged back with a vengeance in the end. They win 44-41. It was a wild game, led by Dylan Edwards, who ran for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had a long receiving touchdown. Good for Kansas State. They finish 9-4, probably not the season they thought they were going to have. A couple months in, kind of tailed off at the end, but you bounce back and you beat Rutgers in the Rate Bowl.
Avery Johnson has another weird performance. 15 of 30, 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick, 11 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown. I still don't know if that dude's good.
I don't think he's bad. but I don't know like where on the good scale. Is he kind of good? Is he really like, I don't know on the good. I think he's good. He's above average, right? I think that qualifies as good, but I don't know where on the good scale that I would put him.
I mean, you finished the season with 25-17 yards, 22 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a 69.6 QBR. Of course, you have to consider he does rush quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
But he's a sophomore, so I guess kind of in the same boat as Brendon.
Yeah.
But I'm happier with Brendan Sorsby than I would be with Avery Johnson. I'll say that.
I mean, I think we'd probably feel the same if Avery Johnson played here and Sorsby played at Kansas State. I think you would be saying the same things about Sorsby, and that you would rather have Avery Johnson. Like that's how. That's hard.
I've never looked at Brendan Sorsby though and thought he had a punchable face. I guess that's the difference.
I don't judge people on how good they are if they have a punchable face or not.
Well, we're different people, you and I.
Tomorrow, 7:00 on ESPN, the Liberty Bowl, as Texas Tech travels up to Memphis to take on Arkansas. Texas Tech, a 1.5-point favorite. The total is 52.5 in this one.
This one swung. It opened up Arkansas at 2.5-point favorites, and it is now Texas Tech 1.5-point favorite. Over under opened at 59.5. It's now 52.5. So this one's kind of all over the place. Way to go, bettors. I don't know what you're doing because portal season is upon us, and this is that's crazy talk to throw money at these games. In any case,
that's an interesting, and maybe that is I might use that topic tomorrow on radio. But when we talk about the future of bowls, right? Mm-hmm. Like now that you have a 12-team playoff, is there a future in bowl games? I think the thing over the past 5 to 7 years that has propped bowl games up is the ability to gamble on them. Does the portal and like everything that's happening take away the gambling aspect? People will still gamble on these games, but maybe you're sprinkling some dollars on these games to keep interest and not like really feeling like you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I would be very. I mean, if you're going to bet on these games, you pretty much have to be locked into who's coming in, who's leaving.
Right.
Like you've got to be tapped into that portal as much as anybody, because otherwise you're just burning money.
Yeah, I think I am going to talk about that tomorrow on the radio. Hear more of my thoughts on that tomorrow from 12 to 3, Cincy 360 on ESPN 1530. Moving to Saturday, 2:15 Saturday on ESPN, the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Louisiana taking on TCU. TCU an 11.5-point favorite. The total is 58.5. TCU finished the season pretty strong. I would go, I guess, TCU here.
TCU opens up at 9.5-point favorites. It's moved to 11.5-point favorites. You would hope if everything is the way that we believe things are, then you would hope that an 8-4 TCU team is better than a 10-3 Louisiana team.
Yeah,
we'll see.
50 degrees tomorrow in New Mexico, so not cold, but not warm. What a reward, Aaron, to get to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico for a 50-degree day in late December. Man, that fan base has to be fired up. Was the sarcasm thick enough there?
Gripping.
Maybe the best bowl of all bowl season, including all of the playoff games. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, 3:30 Saturday on ABC at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. You get Iowa State playing Miami. The spread is Miami 3.5, total 56.5. It will be a balmy 78 degrees in Orlando tomorrow. So see, that sounds all right. Like right after Christmas, you hop on a plane today, you fly down there, you get a day in Orlando, you go to the game on Saturday, you stay at a hotel that is managed by a delightful UCF alum, and then you head home after the game.
This one swung quite a bit as well. Iowa State opened up as 2.5-point favorites, and it's moved to Miami at 3.5. The over-under started at 52.5, and it's now at 56.5. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, the trophy this year is an actual toaster. I don't know if you knew, a functioning toaster.
Yeah.
And you're going to have, I guess, kind of like Scrooge with the 3 ghosts of Christmas past. You're going to have 3 Pop-Tarts with different personalities that the players are going to get to, and they're going to elect which one they go with and eat at the end of the game. What a weird thing. I love this shit.
Are we gonna go? I'll go Iowa State here. I think Miami loves to throw the ball. Cam Ward is really good, but that Iowa State secondary is excellent. I think Iowa State limits Miami's passing game enough to get the win.
I think that if you're going to bet this one's interesting for sure. And Iowa State might pay out on throwing your money at Texas Tech, Arkansas.
Yeah, the one thing I think about when I think of this Miami team this year is they played with their food a lot, right? Like they would get down in the first half and then have these big second half comebacks to keep going. How interested are they going to be in the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
Well,
although it's pretty prestigious to win the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
It's not far from home for them either, though, to where maybe you're staying out a little later than you need to and that kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Although I don't know I don't know if the nightlife in Orlando compares to the nightlife in Miami. So
it's probably better than the nightlife in Ames, though. So maybe the Iowa State guys are the ones to watch out for. And look, the good news is it's an early game. So when you get back to your Red Roof Inn, say hi to your UCF alum. He'll keep the light on for you.
You just combined several different hotel things.
I know. That was part of the joke. BYU, a Big 12 on Big 12 game, which we're going to see a couple of these over the next several years because the Pac-12 teams still have the old Pac-12 teams still have commitments to bowl games that they have to fill.
They're paying for those all you can drink conference meetings in the off season.
Yeah. So the Alamo Bowl, 7:30 on ABC. Colorado, BYU. Colorado favored by 4. Total 54.5. Dion, I guess, took out insurance policies for all his potential NFL guys. So they would play in this game. Yeah. So BYU is a fun little story. When that balloon popped. I think Colorado rolls in this one. If everybody's playing.
I'm shocked spread's only 4. I'm with you. I think Colorado wins handily. The over-under at 54.5, Colorado at -4. I think all of them are easy bets. I think it's going to be well over 54.5, and I think that -4 is a joke.
So we'll do another one of these Sunday night to get ready for the first 2 days of Big 12 basketball on Monday and Tuesday. Do you want to save Baylor, LSU, and Texas, Arizona State for Sunday night? Or do you want to knock them out now?
We're already in the mode. There's only 2 games. Let's just get them done.
All right. Baylor, LSU, Tuesday, New Year's Eve in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. That is one I would love to go to. I'm a big fan of Kinder's. I use their a lot of their Their rubs, especially their garlic rubs, are very, very good. Their SPG is awesome. I don't like their sauces as much. Their barbecue sauces are okay. But anyhow, I imagine the food would be very good at NRG Stadium in Houston in a dome, so we don't have to worry about the weather. Baylor favored by 2. The total is 59.5, so they expect a ton of scoring in this one. Brian Kelly better win.
Hammer the over on this.
Yeah.
Because Baylor's been scoring out of their minds. Yeah. I will be surprised if they don't put up close to that 59.5. They're going to put up 48.
Like, probably not wrong.
It's going to happen. And LSU, Brian Kelly's already lost the locker room this season. We've seen him screaming at kids on the sideline. He broke a table this year. Get out of here. I will never root for that man, especially now that Joe Burrow's gone. So, yeah, give me Baylor. I want Baylor to win this desperately.
And then finally, the college football playoff at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, the Peach Bowl. Texas and Arizona State. Texas favored by 13.5, total 51.5. Does Arizona State stand a chance here?
This would be Texas's biggest win of the season. So we've not seen Texas tested like this. Also, I don't know anything about Texas, if I'm being completely honest, but who's stopping Cam Scatterbo? Who?
They have a really good defensive line. Texas does.
He's not stopping at the defensive line. He's running around those dudes.
Cincinnati stopped him.
They didn't have a quarterback in that game either.
I know. They still stopped Cam Scott. He had 75
because
yards.
There was no threat of a pass whatsoever. What are you talking about? I think 13.5 is easy money if you're betting on Arizona State because I think they'll cover the 13.5. That's a stupid spread on this one. It opened at 12.5. The money line right now is Arizona State at plus 380. I mean, if you're going to put some money on something, again, this would be Texas's biggest win if they're able to pull this one out. I don't believe in them. So I think Arizona State would be a fun story, and it pays the conference, doesn't it? Or are they still Pac-12?
Well, it pays the conference if they they have the next game to play, that would pay the conference.
Let's go. We need all the extra money we can get. We got bills to pay, bro.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Texas wins big. I think they're too talented, too physical. I would lay the point to take Texas, unfortunately. I would prefer to take the Big 12 team, but history in the college football playoff says the favorites are usually the heavy favorites for a reason, and I think this probably aligns with that history. Unfortunately.
That's why they play the games, Kirk.
It is why they play the game and why they don't decide them on paper in August. Yeah, in August. Guy's a clown. Anyhow, Callie's barking at me, so I got to get out of here. That is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar. Live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.